Now then, lads, and welcome back. And today, well, this is a little bit of a follow-up to the April Fool's video, as many of you may know. During the April Fool's event, we got the beautiful Leadstorm pass, and I use beautiful in the most derogatory term there, because it's quite bad. But you do get 3 new guns out of it. Those being the sawn-off shotgun, and the Winchester 1866, and you get 2 of each. So I thought, let's actually see what it's worth. Are they good? Are they bad? Is this a good event weapon? And overall, is the free pass worth it? Or, more accurately, would it be worth it to buy the pass to get more of these? And, spoiler alert, it's probably no. Alright, so let's start with the first gun here, and the arguably main reward that you'll get if you are going for the free pass, and that's the Winchester 1866. I won't lie, it did disappoint me quite a lot. In fact, it's not very good, and I'm really sad to say that because, well, let's start with the positives. First of all, it's a really nice looking model. I mean, this might be my favourite looking of the American manual operated rifles. I mean, it just looks great. It also has a pretty decent fire rate for a manual rifle. It's pretty fast, it's pretty good, and it's fairly on par with the Soviet Winchester. And that's pretty much where they end. Because everything about this weapon that it's meant to do, which is primarily killing, is not very good. Okay, let me break this down a bit. Firstly, this is a BR1 rifle. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly certain there has not been any BR1 event weapons pretty much since those really old Moscow anti-tank rifles that I believe are also BR1. And because of this, that set a little seed of worry in my brain, you could say, that made me think that these guns weren't as good as I thought they were going to be. And, yeah, that seed of worry was completely realized because this thing does no fucking damage. So, for a bit of context, this is a manual fire rifle that does about 10 damage. 10 being the amount of health a default soldier in Enlisted has. This means that pretty much you are guaranteed to have to do 2 shots to kill 1 man pretty much every single time if you're not hitting a headshot. Now that's not the end of the world. That's a lot of semi-automatics at Tier 1, Tier 2, which is where you'll primarily be using this and where I used it. The problem that really quickly manifests is the fact that it also has some of the worst accuracy and weapon spread in any weapon in the game. And that's not even a joke. There are so many clips where I'll be going for someone at a, to be fair, fairly long range, and it just misses. It makes like a bloody Looney Tunes outline around them. It's like a joke. It's ridiculous. Because, I mean, I was using this in a squad, a Radio Man squad, that usually I would equip with Ross rifles and bolts. There are sort of snipers that I use, but with radio operators, because I don't like snipers terribly. And so usually when I'm using them behind the lines to pick off priority targets. You can forget picking off any targets with this thing. It can't hit the broadside of a barn. If the barn is, like, further than medium range, good bloody luck. And if it's at medium range, you better hope God's on your side. It really feels like this is just something that you would use in close range situations, which it's fine for, I suppose. It's not bad at that. Like, you can tell that was what, I guess, Darkflow were intending, but it's still incredibly frustrating, because it just doesn't feel that snappy. And, you know, with 10 rounds, it would be nice to have another, you know, a Martini action rifle that works like that. But whatever, I guess we can't get that. Now, one of the other things that, whilst using it, I did think was a disadvantage, but now have come to sort of realise is a bit of an advantage, is the reload. The reload, it reloads 1 round at a time, and there's no special reload for if you're empty or if you're reloading partially. And that's actually pretty nice, because it does mean that, technically speaking, when you're reloading, you can you know, sort of pop it up whenever you want, and there's no like downsides to it. It's pretty nice, and it's probably a decent feature, but like at the same time, it is still very slow. But yeah, I guess it's just effect of the weapon. For some tips that I'd recommend when using this, this is very much a secondary rifle sort of vibes. So if you've got like a rifleman, for example, this is a pretty good secondary if you want a close action rifle. For CQC, if you don't want to use something like the M1 carbine or something similar, for example, it's actually pretty decent at that job. Granted, I don't think I'm going to use this much after this, but yeah, no. But I think overall the Winchester 1866, decent rifle-ish, in close range, crap rifle at all others. So yeah, a bit of a disappointment this one, unfortunately. Alright, so the next gun, which luckily I have less to say about, but what I do have to say about it is pretty much all positive. It's this, the Sawn-Off. And, yeah, this is actually really good, in contrast. So, this is a sawn-off, double-barreled shotgun. And it's worth noting, the US doesn't actually have any double-barrels yet. They've just got, I believe they've got the Browning, the Winchester, and the Ithaca, which are all tube-fed. And they do have the problem of you've got to, like, load one round at a time. But this one, obviously, reloads, both at once. And also, it's a pistol slot gun, which I think is what surprised me the most, because I remember seeing this and reading it and believing it would be a primary, but no, it's a secondary, and that's really cool, because as we've been getting a lot of better pistols, things like the automatic Mausers, that Russian Gold Order one, I mean, even the Japanese sword pistol, a lot of the pistols have been getting better and a lot more usable, and this is definitely one of them. I mean, I was hugely surprised by this thing. It worked incredibly well. It had loads of pretty good clips, and it came in clutch a good few times. The only problem I have with it is the range. It's not as much as other shotguns, but to be fair, that's kind of expected when you cut off most of your barrel. But yeah, at the end of the day, this is worth it. And the best part is, the free ones are like, I believe, the first or second tier of the whole pass. So you don't even really need to play it a lot to get the free ones of these, which is really nice compared to the Winchester. But yeah, no, honest to God, pretty good. Good job, lads. Good job, Darkflow. You got at least one of the event weapons for free, right? Just a shame you didn't make the other one free, but I guess we won't talk about that. But yeah, no, overall, I'd highly rate the Sawn-Off. It comes in clutch a lot. It's really good as a backup. And I also noticed the bots seem to like it, and the bots can use shotguns pretty well. So yeah, pretty good gun. I'm genuinely pleased and happy with it. There's not a huge amount to say about it, though, because it is just a shotgun. It's just, it is effective at its job, thank God. Well then, lads, I think that's pretty much it. So there was one good gun, one pretty shit gun. Kind of typical for Enlisted these days, to be honest. And one gun that we won't get to use unless I spend £10 that I will never get back in a battle pass, that I can't even get the gold back that I spent on to buy it. I'm not angry at all. I'm just disappointed, Darkflow. May the silver gods have luck on me when I eventually unbox, like, 500 of these boxes, like, when did they say, 6 months later, so I can get more. Well, hopefully not more of the Winchesters, but more of the MAS-38s would be nice. So I could actually have one. Thanks, Darkflow. But yeah, no, overall, are the gold weapons worth it if you want to buy the pass for them? Not really. I mean, if you really want to spend the money on it and you can't be asked to spend it on like a Just Eat or something, maybe give it a go. But I'd say probably don't, unless like you are obviously some weird Frenchman obsessed with the MAS-38 and sawn-off shotguns. But yeah, no, other than that, thanks for watching, lads, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.